gentlemen.
Ernie Hartlieb bobblehead dolls. The first 2,500 fans on hand find in their hand a smaller version of Big Ern. Of course, just how good is the likeness of Hartlieb? Well, you tell me. The doll on the left, real Ernie on the right.
Yes, he does earn yet another individual accolade in the MVP, but this time he finally gets that coveted team trophy as he and the Indianapolis Colts are Super Bowl champs.
With iPods draped across their chests and the goals of the community resting upon their shoulders, today the Everblades board for the Buckeye State, bringing back a conference title. Wouldn't be a bad souvenir. We are at City of Palms Park, which for tonight's game makes the Red Sox the home team. Now, for many Red Sox fans, however, there would be no ball game were it not for Teddy Ballgame. Welcome back to Dolphins Stadium, home to Super Bowl 41, also home to the Mecca of Miami nightlife. For fans traveling down for the Super Bowl, the question is not if you're going to go to a celebrity party, but rather which ones and how many. Good evening, everyone. Former Gator great Emmitt Smith still pretty light on his feet as he scores big on ABC's Dancing with the Stars. Tonight, the FGCU men also taking the dance floor as the Eagles partner up with D1 Drexel, the first step in someday qualifying for the big dance. Tonight tips off FGCU's final season of D2 play. Junior Rob Quaintance with some nice moves of his own to shake the D. He hits the baseline J. Eagles, though, down 22 at half. Now, next season, they'll join the Atlantic Sun Conference in D1, where they can expect a steady diet of this. Quintance turns it over. Drexel's Bashir Mason, coast to coast, 2 of his game-high 16. The Eagles scored just 17 points in the second half. FGCU came into this evening 2-3 all-time against D1 foes, make it 2-4. The Eagles get their wings clipped by the Dragons, 73-37 is your final. Elsewhere now, as today, What Have You Done For Me Lately meets What Can Brown Do For You, as the Florida Marlins are going to be UPSing Joe Girardi quite the severance package. Not exactly sure if Girardi left a forwarding address when he cleaned out his South Florida office in September. However, the Marlins are going to need to find some way to send him his Manager of the Year trophy. Today, Girardi earns the honor despite actually being cut loose by the Fish following his only year with the club and keeping a young school of players in playoff contention deep into September. The 42-year-old Girardi beats out Met manager Willie Randolph for the top trophy. And speaking of some nice parting gifts, apparently Jeff Bowden has about 537,000 reasons to resign his post as Florida State's offensive coordinator. That's how much Bobby's youngest son will receive from FSU's boosters between now and 2012, based upon a settlement revealed today. Bowden's resignation is effective on November 26, one day after the Seminoles season finale against arch rival Florida. Speaking of the Gators, UF now with just one game left before their Sunshine State showdown in Tallahassee on Saturday. Urban Meyer's men will host Western Carolina. The 1AA Catamounts, hardly the sharpest of competitors, coming in on the pause of an 8-game losing streak. Nonetheless, they mark the final unchecked box on one of their coaches' trusty to-do lists.
To have 2 years at home undefeated, that was something. I keep saying we made a deal. We did make a deal. Our players, we don't practice in the stadium. We don't scrimmage in the stadium. We play games in the stadium. And when you play a game in the stadium, you win that game. And our guys have done a very nice job with that.
And the final step in completing that job will come in just 3 days. All that remains on the work order is Western Carolina. Kickoff from the Swamp season finale set for high noon on Saturday. The Gators, of course, one of many pigskin programs hoping to do what opposing defenses seemingly cannot. Wrap up Noel Devine, North Fort Myers stud senior, already regarded as one of the top tailbacks in the nation. Today, the Army gives him even more ammo. The Red Knight runner, now a candidate for the coveted U.S. Army Player of the Year award. Devine, one of 16 prep players from across America, still in the running for high school football's highest honor. Past winners feature Florida State star Lorenzo Booker and Florida Gator QB Chris League. Finally this evening, a couple of rather well-known truckers making a pit stop in Naples this afternoon. Ted Musgrave, Todd Bodine, a.k.a. Team Germain, with a little meet and greet at the Germain Toyota dealership. This weekend, they'll look to drive to their second straight series title. Today, though, they ride shotgun with their fans.
For all these people to come out here and support us, it means a lot knowing that we're a hometown team and they care about us. It's very special.
It's an awesome feeling to come back and see all the lines and people, and they bring back a lot of memories too, where they bring in memorabilia from years past and talk about old times, talk about new times, but at least we're all having a good time.
And of course, the best time is had in Victory Lane. Both Bodine and Musgrave will be in Homestead this weekend for the final truck race of the season.
All right, thanks, Jason. And break out those umbrellas. Rain is on the way. Maybe some more than rain, maybe some
I have activities that I do that take me away from baseball and school that allow me to stay sane, I guess.
To avoid being high-strung, Weiss turns to string.
I play guitar and mandolin around town, and I love music. That's up there with baseball.
And if it's late at night, are you practicing music? Are you hitting the cage?
I'm playing guitar. I'm playing guitar. I'll be honest, I'm playing guitar. And usually late at night, my mom's coming in my bedroom telling me to go to sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning because I'm jamming to something on the computer.
But what happens when life throws a curveball or mixes in a sour note? As a diabetic since age 9, Danny must also stay in tune with his body.
I have a cooler with me on the bench at all times, and I get made fun of for it, but that's cool. That's fun.
What's in the cooler?
Capri Sun, Gatorade, bottles of water, granola bars, all that kind of stuff. So I'm prepared at all times. I think, to be honest, as much as you may think it'd be like a hindrance, I think I'm more in touch with the way my body works than anybody that I've met, because I can feel when my glucose levels are dropping or are higher, and it affects my game tremendously. And I eat the same thing before every game. No Cokes, no brownies. I haven't even been able to eat the team meal before the game in a long time.
However, just because he skips the team meal, well, how was it that Danny put it?
I got a lot on my plate, yeah.
But you wouldn't have it any other way.
No, I'm having a good time.
Good evening, everyone. It only happens once a year. Sentinels share a sideline with the Seahawks. The Lightning share some voltage with the Vikings. All the while, Tigers, Panthers, and Wolfpack sharing the same jungle for the John Kerrigan Rotary South All-Star Game. Helmet decals tell the tale tonight as Lee County divides into the North and South squads. A civil war of sorts for the area's premier prep pigskin game. Late first half, South's Zach Brindise up top to Lehi's Jeffrey Evans. Way to go up and get it. Evans' nickname, always open. Let us hear why.
I'm trying to get somewhere. Got to look good in this game. I've been waiting 4 years to play it, so I got to do my job.
Now the North team behind big, but this will help. Riverdale QB Bo Greenwell, pretty pitch and catch along the sideline with North Fort Myers' Quentin Washington. Great focus as he reels it in, and Washington runs away from the D. Hey, Q, how about that TD?
When they give my quarterback time, he's going to put it on the money, and I'm going to make plays just like the back of my shirt, my jersey say playmaker.
And with so many stars out there tonight, a couple guys forced to change positions. Lehi's Stephen Morris moving to receiver. Can't quite come up with this one, visibly upset, but 2 plays later they go right back to him, and this one counts. Touchdown for the South squad. Let us hear from the Lightning Leaper.
Feel good. Just feel good. Because the first time I supposed to have it, but the second time I was going to get it.
The South team adds a safety in the second half. Brindise is your MVP for them. Washington earns honors for the North. 26-15, the final. South wins for the 15th time in 18 games. Meanwhile, from the South All-Stars to the South Beach, as a former Miami man may be returning to the Orange Bowl in hopes of removing the black eye from his program. As a redshirt freshman in 1983, Bernie Kosar led the Canes to the program's first national title, and according to a TV station in Miami and the Miami Herald, he's now interested in replacing Larry Coker as the Canes head coach. Now, Kosar has no coaching experience, but often serves as a mentor for current Canes QBs. Of course, lame duck head honcho Larry Coker will coach one more contest when Miami meets Nevada on New Year's Eve in the MPC Computers Bowl from Boise. Meanwhile, from Miami's main man to a fresh face at Florida, Gator wide receiver Percy Harvin named the SEC's Freshman of the Year as voted by the league's coaches. The conference title game's MVP, Harvin tallied 167 all-purpose yards and 2 scores in a win over Arkansas. His 12.7 yards a touch this season, best in the nation amongst freshmen. Harvin and the second-ranked Gators will meet number 1 Ohio State on January the 8th in the BCS title game from Glendale. As for the Gator Hoop Heroes, tonight Billy Donovan Donovan and the boys trying to look at the bright side of things after seeing the sun set in Saturday's showdown with the Seminoles. But for Donovan to truly be the man, he must beat the squad where he once was Billy the Kid. The Providence Friars at Florida tonight. Donovan helped lead Providence to the Final Four way back in 1987. He's the Friars' 15th all-time leading scorer. Joakim Noah doing some scoring for the Gators. Spin and in. Florida up by 6 at the half. Second half, Noah starts it with the block and then up ahead to his boy Al Horford for the finish as Florida opens up a 14-point lead. And well, there would be more from Horford. He finishes with 21. Here's 2 right here. The Gators win for just the second time in 4 tries. 85-67 the final from the O-Dome. And from the O-Dome to O-Town, the Orlando Magic at Indy. Grant Hill, always good to see him battling injuries throughout his career, but he looks healthy right here. The steal and the swoop to the hoop at the under end. He finishes with 16. Magic, though, down by 1 at half, and it only gets worse. Steven Jackson, balance and the bucket. 26 for him on the evening. The Pacers open up a double-digit lead, but we do have some J.J. Redick. Second game of his NBA career. First 3 of his career for the former Duke sharpshooter. It's not nearly enough, though. Magic lose by 14, 94-80 is your final, and we are right back after this. Good evening, everyone. On Monday, goaltender Craig Kowalski gets called to the crease in Carolina, becoming the 3rd Everblade this season promoted to the NHL. Pretty sweet gig for K-Wall. However, it leaves a rather bitter taste in the mouth of the Blades promotion staff after having already dubbed this evening as Craig Kowalski Supercard Night. The first 3,000 fans through the door receiving the giveaway. As for who receives the call in net, Justin Peters, just down from Albany, protecting the Pipes against visiting South Carolina. Nothing makes a new goalie feel right at home like some support. In the first, Jared Lukin from Dustin Johnner, and then just 34 seconds later, it's Derek Damon, one-timer. Blades take a 2-1 lead through 1. However, South Carolina stings the Blades in overtime. 7-6 is your final. Now, we talked about K-Wall. He's now stuck behind John Graham in Carolina. K-Wall does dress tonight, but gets no PT. Graham, though, gets the start and some help from Scott Walker. Carolina goes up 2-1. The battle of the Blades' 2 parent teams goes to the Canes. 3-1 is your final. Elsewhere, a sea of red washing over Hammond Stadium this afternoon as fans of the St. Louis Cardinals flock to Fort Myers to see baseball's world champions. Less than 5 months since catching the Tigers by the tail in the Fall Classic, the St. Louis Cardinals spread their wings and soar on into Southwest Florida for their only visit of this spring. World Series MVP David Eckstein taking the trip to take on the Twins. This one scoreless early. The former Florida Gator facing AL Cy Young Award winner Johan Santana. Eckstein drops one into the corner in left. Good for a stand-up double. Cards threatening now with runners at 2nd and 3rd, but on Santana's 28th birthday, he celebrates, getting Chris Duncan swinging to end it. Johan, 2 hits, no runs through 4. Bottom 4 now. Twins draw first blood. Former Miracle Man Alexi Casilla with a line shot to center. That scores Torrey Hunter as the Twins go up 2-zip. The champs do get 2 of their own in the top of the 5th, but they never score again. Minnesota ruffles the Cardinals' feathers. 5-2. Your final. More from our fine feathered friends. The Blue Jays over the Red Sox in a colorful affair from Dunedin. 1-zip the final. Sox fall down. Toronto starter A.J. Burnett strong. 5 Ks, only 2 hits in 4 innings pitched for the Jays. And keeping with birds of prey, first Cardinals, then Blue Jays, now Eagles, as the FGCU women's basketball program is flying sky high, soaring to historic heights. And up next, they'll nest in Nebraska in hopes of hatching the school's first ever national title, thanks to a 13-point decision over Delta State and some 4,000 fans, which was a record on Monday night. FGCU wins the South Region Championship. As such, the Eagles are in the Elite 8, where it'll take 3 more wins to raise a banner and even more interest.
Hopefully will carry over. You know, it's all started a few years ago. It's been a building process, but this team deserves a lot of credit for getting a lot of people on our campus excited and a lot of people in the community excited.
And the Eagle excitement now continues, as we said, in Kearney, Nebraska, with the national quarterfinals. Middle America, but top of the world. FGCU will see fellow #1 North Dakota in their next game, set for next Wednesday at 9 p.m. our time. A win, and the Eagles are in the Final Four. Now, Florida State had designs on dancing in the Final Four, or at least the the final 64 until the tourney committee burst their bubble instead of punching their ticket, leaving Leonard Hamilton's Noles 1 letter short. No NCAAs, instead the NIT for FSU and Al Thornton. State at home hosting Toledo, and here is Al Thornton. Come fly with me. Noles up 5. Thornton with 24. That's a game high, 77-61. Florida State moves on. They'll see Michigan on Thursday, and we are right back after this.
Where's the love?